Hello, what's going on? It's OYQEA, and I'm here with PortalRetract, Part 1. So this is actually a mod for Portal created by Wonderland War, who is a very talented Portal modder, and essentially the goal of it is essentially recreating all the test chambers from Portal 2 in a Portal 1 style environment. And in this case, it's actually running on Portal 1 itself. Now, only Part 1 of the mod has been released, as Part 2 requires a full restructure. But I was given the chance to playtest this mod, and I even contributed at least one map to it. And so just thought I'd show it here. Right, so we have all test chambers up to Chapter 4 of a surprise, as well as a ton of challenges. Let's just go through it. Now, I probably won't talk as much, as I don't really feel like I have much to comment on. If anything does come up, though, I'll bring it up. This part's basically unchanged. Oh, I wonder if the sound effects are only tied to the ARG radios. Okay, so now we have the updated Portal carousel. You have to push buttons instead of wait for a timer. I think I honestly prefer this kinda to base Portal 2. If only because I much prefer the way that Portal 1's movement works. You can get some pretty good speed by just jumping repeatedly. And on top of that, I think Portal 2 jumping is a bit too clunky anyways. Should be able to make it there. Alright. So yeah, I think the portal gun was rotated so that there was still a bit of a wait time before getting through the thing. Apart from this, I think this is mostly unchanged. At least except for that mirror. The mirrored Chamber 3, which... Yeah, I just gotta rant for a bit. I honestly don't get some of Valve's decisions in changing up the way the chambers are structured. Like, I get Portal Chamber 1's change, but I don't really get Chamber 3's. Beep 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 beep. I think this is mostly unchanged, bar the fact that the chamber lock has been adjusted to omit the elevator. When are we going to get to some new content? I spoke too soon. And this... Push the button. I don't know if this is like a thing with the Portal 1 physics system, but I've noticed that that cube tends to fly out through the thing and over the edge a lot. So I have to like physically catch it. Go. Love the detailing in here though. I never could figure out how to properly configure the metal walls though. I don't know what dark wizardry is required to make them look like Portal 1 patterns, but I don't know it. Come on. Now this set of chambers was actually posted to Game Banana a while back as its own standalone map. And, well, I'll get back to this point when it becomes relevant again, but, you know. Because at the moment, it's not too relevant, but trust me, it will. Now, I should probably clarify, we're technically on Chapter 2. Yeah, I know, technically this part's in Chapter 1, but, you know. The thing about this is that it does not include the story elements, it's just the test chambers. Also, I think there's an autosave down here that causes like a lag spike, but... Oh. Okay, never mind, it's oddly smoother this time. Now we have the thermal discouragement beam, using custom models by a person that I forget the name of. From what I gather, they were basically... Those were kinda based off of the designs of the energy pellet emitters from Portal 1. And, honestly, I think they look much better than the ones included in B-Mod, so there's that. Oh, and the discouragement beams work as intended. It's using custom code. It's not done using map logic. Okay, now, I do have to say a few things about this one. While I do think the Retract models are good, I'm not sure how to feel about the redirection cube. And my main point of contention is mostly just the edges and stuff, because let me just spawn in a normal cube, and I'll just do a companion cube because that's the first one that came up. If I put them side by side, you'll notice that one, the cubes themselves the cube itself is slightly smaller than normal, and two, 2, it feels like the corner padding is a bit less compact around the edges, and I don't really think it works as well. Honestly, I kind of prefer the model made for the Portal 2 collab back in 2010, but that's just me. Either way, it gets the job done and works as you would expect. I know I probably sound a bit nitpicky, but you know, just wanted to throw in my own 2 cents. Alright, go up here. But first we can actually go in here and find a Ratman den. And you know, the radio's actually playing Exile Vilify. There. I'll just breeze through most of these because, you know, loading zones are a bit more lenient in this version of Source as well, which I like. Cube. I can't remember if the platform started all the way over there in the original, but, you know. It's one thing I'm not particularly a fan of, though it might just be because I don't like waiting. Right. There we go. The faith plates I'm honestly most divisive against, because, well, I took a look at one of the VMFs and found out that it was mostly comprised of brushwork, which, you know, it works. There's like a few faith plate entities down there. So. But I think my main problem with it is that in order to activate it, I have to walk along the side or in front of it. I can't just walk atop it unless it's a vertical faith plate like that one. Plus, it also just kind of looks out of place. From what I hear, a possible new design is being looked at for like a 1.1 release. But I don't know too much about it. Still though, it works. Although, I will say that was the smoothest I've ever completed that chamber. Usually I just bonk into the cube. I forget what this map is called. I think it's called Trust Fling. Here we go. No. Also, no Ratman dead. It's funny, I tried to zoom in like in Portal 2, but then I remembered that's not a thing in Portal 1. Damn it. Get on the bot. thing I'm sure you've probably noticed by now is that a lot of these chambers aren't wholly 100% accurate to how they appeared in Portal 2. And in general, this is an intentional decision on Wonderland War's part, as they're not really meant to be one-to-one recreations, they're more so... It's kind of hard to explain, but... It's meant to be a lot more closer to if they were designed for Portal 1 instead of Portal 2. So it's not just an aesthetic change, it's actually a gameplay change, hinge and layout change as well. Also, I checked and most of the soft lock methods are still in there, as well as the soft lock prevention. I don't know. Yeah, see, normally this would be covered in a whole bunch of white walls and stuff, which are not present here. I'm gonna try solving this without the cube. There we go. Alright, moving on to Chapter 3, The Return. Alright. See, now this is a faith plate I can get behind, since I can just walk over it and it's, I like it. I also like that camera roll. Oh wait. I know most people would probably just jump back down to the faith plate, but this is always how I did it. Just... Oh. Center it just for convenience sake. I don't know what happened there. Hello. Is there like a momentum trigger or something? Alright. Now this one, it's important to note that you don't have the same invulnerability to physics objects that you do in Portal 2. Because there are a few times where the cube that I'm carrying right now, during like the final portion of the thing, would actually... I'd end up colliding with it on the faith plate, and it would crush me instantly mid-flight. Whoops. Right. Just honestly best to just kind of wait for the cube to go up on its own. Now this next one is where things... Remember how I said that recreation of Future Starter would become relevant again? Thing is, that map actually inspired me to make this map a recreation of bridge intro from Portal 2. It's been heavily reworked for its appearance here, but, you know, it still gets the job done. Yeah, and at some point later down the line, Wonderland Morgan noticed this and got into contact with me and asked if I would be willing to share the map for PortalRetract, because apparently my recreation of Bridge Intro was the inspiration for Retract. At least I think that's how the story goes. I declined on map making because I was swamped with another project, but I still provided the VMF and source files that I use. See, this version of the thing is actually using a proper backported Lightbridge entity. The original map actually ended up using Blue's thing he made for the Portal 2 collab, albeit a heavily edited version. Just to make it so that it had the same width as the original. And I also think I made it work more reliably as well somehow. Alright. So yeah. I love that updated model, by the way. There we go. No Ratman done. See, I think that's the biggest loss of the thing, is the lack of any Ratman things. And possibly the fact that it just reuses the ones from the textures from the base game for the ones that do appear, but that may just be me. I always thought it was a bit odd when I have no idea what's causing that caption. Just this some random string of text. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can replicate whatever. Okay, I need a deploying thing. Okay, I have no idea what caused it. You know. I have your shadow. Now this, if I remember correctly, someone also made a recreated version of this, but I thought it was a bit jank, and I also didn't really see too much of a point in recreating it. And the main reason I didn't see too much of a point is because, in my eyes, it's just a lesser version of Portal 1 Chamber 16. And yeah, they can actually read down buildings here, thankfully. Loading screen. I may not even edit this in post. I may just upload the uncompressed file. The big spinny thingies. Alright. Here we go.
Deploying. Searching. Put me down.
I always love doing that. Right. Right, I forgot this wasn't 100% properly centered. Real talk, I honestly always thought that the turret gunfire sound from far away sounded more like popcorn popping. Alright. Running out of test chambers quickly, so you know. Now, I think this is where my annoyance of Portal 1's turrets gets to me. Because, also, I never really liked how they just keep relentlessly shooting you through the glass. Though this may just be a quirk of Half-Life 2's turrets that was carried over to Portal's. There's no turret wife serenade either. Sad, really. I would have really loved to see what a prima donna turret in the Portal 1 art style would look like. It's like, this was honestly the chamber I think I got stuck on the most while playing Portal 2 for the first time. And I don't know why, because it's one of the more simple ones. I don't know, I guess I got distracted by the Ratman Den with the big fan in it. Yes. Funny thing, I actually wanted to recreate Column Walker next, but I never got around to it. Mainly because I could never figure out a decent way to properly replicate the laser going through portals. Which, while it's not a necessity in Column Walker, it's still very much possible. Can you stop that? Get. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what that random string of text there is, but it's just weird. And now we move on to laser chaining. Yep, laser chaining. Alright. Now, I tend to have a specific order in which I do things, which is getting the cubes first. And grabbing the things first. This one up there. We'll save that one for later since it's closest to the thing. Go. Hold on. Okay. I forgot the cube physics are a little different. You can't just carry it in and let go briefly. How did I not fall through that? Go. And now we get to the test chamber that literally everyone memes about in the Portal 2 community. Triple laser. Alright. For most of the actual chambers, because the rest is mostly just padding to like get to the credits. Because the major change with this one was that the chamber itself was made completely broken, so you can't even solve it even if you actually wanted to, which I confess is a bit of a shame. It would have been cool to have been able to solve it just for funsies. I don't know, I might try and... I don't know. PortalMod did make a lot of the assets and map files available for download, so I might try and make an alternate version of it. Fixes some things. Well, not so much fixes some things, more so just makes it so that... Well, I guess fixes some things taken in a literal sense by fixing the light bridge. But, I don't know, maybe just one that is able to in the thing. I don't know. Well, whatever the case, that was PortalRetract, Part 1. But we're not quite done yet, because there are a few other things to take a look at. Because there actually are some advanced chambers, which I have completed. I admittedly think they're rather easy, but apparently the advanced chambers are actually getting proper updates. So more will probably, and also more are coming down the pipeline too. So, you know, this video is already probably going to be outdated by the time I release it. Alright, should cover that. So now I just have to keep aiming. Yeah, I have no idea how I dodged that. Honestly, I kind of like the, I never figured out how to properly make those elements. This one is just a rehash of the same idea from...
Who's there? Target lost.
Portal... 1...
Goodbye.
Chamber 16.
Still there? Hello? Are you still there?
Though in this case I actually think it's slightly easier.
Is anyone there?
I think a few extra blind spots were made thanks to the cages.
There you are. Still there?
As long as I stay relatively out of line of sight, though.
Sleep mode activated. Who's there? Searching. Goodbye.
And for this one I can literally just drop down and just sprint to the exit. To obstruct view, like some other things. And the last one so far, at least as of the time I'm making this thing, is test chamber. I think. And I've already forgotten how to solve this one. Give me a minute. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about the quick AFK moment. Stop that. If I remember correctly, this part has to be done first. Okay. I feel like this part is honestly the most fussy in terms of placement, though that may just be me. Go. And there we go, that's advanced 17 done. That was PortalRetract Part 1. For real this time. I'm not doing the challenges because that would extend the runtime way too long. But there are a few more things I want to touch on real quick. Part 2 specifically. Now it's a little bit iffy right now, but from what I understand, Part 2 is actually going to be based on Portal 2's engine instead of Portal 1's. And the reason for that is because of the gels. As Portal 1 does not have paint maps, which are what are required to even load and render the gels in the first place. So it has to be on Portal 2's engine. Which in my opinion is a bit of a shame because it means we'll never get an excursion funnel type thing in this thing. Admittedly, I have been tempted to make the suggestion of making a light version of the thing which just omits all the gel puzzles. But just, you know, keeps everything else intact. You know, just so that, just as long as it clarifies that it, you know, doesn't, you know, it isn't the full version. Just clarifying that it isn't the full version. Like, a light version would be nice with just the gel puzzles removed, but, you know, I'll take what I can get. Overall, though, really solid mod. I highly recommend you give it a shot. I'll put the link to it in the description. My name is OYQEA, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.